What's going on, guys? We're at Love Park today. I'm going to be showing you how I created a $1 million real estate portfolio in Philadelphia in under a year. Can't wait to show you. What's going on, guys? If you haven't yet, stop, go to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, and click that little bell too, so you get notifications whenever we post a new video. You will be the first person to know. Thank you so much for the support, and now the video you've been wanting to watch. So for a lot of young investors, they want to get into the game of real estate, but they don't necessarily know how. It's one of these things where there's commercial real estate, there's residential, there's so many different possibilities, and people don't choose the right one. They don't choose the right one for them, they get stuck in debt, and it's something where they aren't able to cash flow the property that they want to do. So it's very, very important to watch this video, replay it again, and really listen to what I have to say, because I'll be teaching you the exact same strategy that I did this year to actually build a $1 million real estate portfolio in under a year, just buying 3 properties. So I've always wanted to get into investing. I've done stocks, I've done crypto, but real estate was something I really wanted to do this year, and for a lot of different reasons. The number one reason though was passive income, to be able to collect $500 at least every single month from my tenants, simply saying if the mortgage is $2,500 a month and I'm able to get $3,000 in rent, that surplus of $500 a month in excess I can either use to collect money to take my girl to a nice dinner, to put money on a nice down payment for another house. There's a lot of different things to do with that money. So the first house I bought was in Old Kensington in Philadelphia. It was a new construction place, spick and span, 10-year tax abatement, and a 1-year builder's warranty as well. So how I went about purchasing this house was very, very simple, okay? I think the purchase price was roughly around $350,000. At that time in Old Kensington, new construction houses were going for anywhere from $370,000 to $385,000. So I already had at least $20,000 in equity to go ahead and already beat the market from purchasing this house. So I was talking with my business partner, Mac, and I essentially said to him, yo, if I live in this house, I'm on the 3rd floor, we rent out 3 other bedrooms, we can collect passive income on that, and roughly about make $500 a month doing this. And that's what we did. So we did a conventional loan. This was a first-time home buyer's loan. So we split up the down payment, and I think roughly we paid about $8,000 or $9,000 out of pocket. So roughly about $18,000 to $20,000 total out of pocket as a down payment, split up. I live in this house and rent out the other 3 bedrooms. So it's something where automatically I'm already making about $500 a month doing this, and it's something that is pretty considerate, because if you think about it, this is something where I'm living in the property, there's a 1-year builder's warranty, so God forbid the fucking roof caved in, we can replace this. So this is something where for this year to be able to live in this property, it's awesome. I'm able to manage the tenants, I'm able to have good relationships with them, and they're gonna be more reluctant to, you know, obviously pay me rent at the end of the month and not wanna go ahead and, you know, not pay rent and just be a squatter, right? The second property I bought was a newly renovated house in Grays Ferry. Grays Ferry is roughly about 5 minutes away from UPenn Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, so it was a very, very easy investment for me. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to command the same loan type simply because this was going to be classified as an investment property. So I roughly had to put about 20% down on this property. I think the final purchase price was $232,500, of which I had to roughly put about 40 grand of my own money into the property. However, houses that were newly constructed in Grays Ferry were roughly going for about $250,000 to $260,000. So again, I'm still getting equity on that property simply because I'm buying newly renovated that is below the median, and I'm actually gaining equity on that property. So that's something where I took 20% down. Yeah, it kind of bites to put 40 grand on a house, but you have to think about it. My monthly payment is very, very low. It's about $1,100. My tenants pay me $2,100, so I'm actually making about $1,000 a month doing that deal. So it's something where to put $40,000 in, $1,000 per month, that's $12,000. That's a 25% cash on cash return this year and next. So doing the math, 25%, in 4 years, I would have made up that investment of 40 grand and start actually netting a lot more money on that property. So the third property I bought was in Newbold in South Philly. So this property was newly renovated again. Only issue was there was no tax abatement, which kind of bit me, because the tax abatement is essentially going to say, okay, you're going to be saving property taxes up to 10 years on a deal. So if you would normally pay about $500 a month in taxes, you pay about $500 a year on these taxes, then you split it up. So you're really paying about $60 a month on taxes normally with this 10-year tax abatement. So it was something where I wish I had that, but again, I still got a pretty good deal. So how I did this was I put an FHA loan together. So I have to move into this property, put 3.5% down, just like the conventional loan, but with the FHA, I'm able to move into this house, get a new place of living, and then also have tenants as well that are either going to ex-nay the mortgage, so I pay $0 for the mortgage, my tenants are paying it, or I actually make $100, $200, $300, $400 a month while living here. So it's something where not only am I living for free, but I'm actually getting paid to live in this house. It's very imperative that you do these three things in order to really have success with doing real estate investing in the near future, right? The number one thing I would recommend is getting a strategy. Now, my strategy is very, very cut and dry and simple, and you guys can replicate it at home. I buy single family homes below the median that are newly renovated or new construction. So for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. The house I bought in Fairhill, it was about $360,000. Of that, the average price for new construction and newly renovated properties in that area was roughly about $380,000. So I was actually getting about $20,000 of equity that I can take out of that property and then put towards another property, which is what I did. All right, that's what I like to do. You guys can replicate that at home. I would say it's a very, very simple strategy. It's something where I don't really get into a lot of Airbnbs because it's more of like the hotel business. You constantly have to be in the business. It's not necessarily passive. That's why I like to have the single family home approach. For me, it's a better investment, right? So that's number one. Number two, what I would recommend, guys, is getting a real estate mentor. What I would recommend is getting a real estate agent, getting a realtor who's gonna help you, who's gonna bust his ass or her ass to make sure that you're getting a good deal, and then who's also an investor as well, because you're having both sides of the equation. You're having a realtor who can help you out, and you're also having an investor who can go in and simply say, okay, this is gonna be a good deal, this isn't, and then you're also gonna have that same person on the side of the transaction and get the best deal possible. So it's something where you definitely need a real estate mentor. It's gonna cut your learning curve in half. The learning that you're gonna understand in 6 months is so much better than doing years of trial and error on your own. Learn from other people's mistakes is going to be something where it's going to definitely benefit you in the future. And number three, it's going to be simply believing in yourself, having a goal, having a vision, practicing that every single day, waking up early, writing down what you're going to do to accomplish that goal, right? It's something where you look at a ladder, and the people who are the most successful have tiny, small little hinges on that ladder that are doing small incremental climbs, rather than that one person who has these monstrous goals that is trying to climb this ladder. It's not going to be as successful. So you need to have little itty goals every single week that you're going to be able to hit. From there, you're going to constantly notice success, and in my opinion, having that consistent effort is going to definitely be in your favor. So those three things are going to be very, very vital to all the new, young real estate investors out there. It's something that anybody can do it. It's very, very simple. You just need to have a structure, and you can go from there. Thank you so much for watching this video on how I built $1 million real estate portfolio in under a year. If you want to learn more, hit the subscribe button. We release videos every single week. If you have any questions whatsoever, comment below. I will be the one to personally answer them. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.